Hello everybody and welcome back to Albert's Railway channel and to the first non-train spotting video I'm doing, and it's a review. You can expect more of these, and it is of the 00 gauge Hornby W4 Peckett. I got this product over a year ago and I really liked it. The best in my collection, I would say, so far, and I thought it deserved a review. I was able to get it for £84, and you can usually pick them up for under £100, which I think is really good value, as you're about to see. It's a second Railways product, as you can tell by the packaging that I've got, the first being the Sentinel over there, and both really good products, but I'd recommend this one first. So, without further ado, let's have a look at it. And here we are, the Peckett in its very special premium Hornby Railways packaging, and I think it's very smart and does give a premium, as I said, feel. With there's no window to look through like you see on the inside, and there's a picture, it's on the top, and there's a history on the back. You can read that if you want, but I'll give a shortened version later on. Yeah, bit of information. It's DCC ready. And inside of that slip thing is a box that looks like it's from like Railways or something, and a blister packaging here. Inside is a locomotive, but we also have some instructions, so I'll read that first. Peckett W4, about general care, lessons, second radius, yes, DCC ready, running hints, maintenance, motor chassis, lubrication, bodywork. We got some very nice diagrams here, which have been made specifically for this locomotive, which is nice to see. I don't think I can tell what motor's in there, but I can see that's where the socket is. Interesting. Okay, now, for the moment we've all been waiting for. The actual locomotive. And I should say as well, it is packaged very well. On the more delicate bits, we have... Oh, another slide. Yep, definitely. Delicate bits, we've got these foam stickers on to protect it on the roof and by the paintwork, line work, and on the front by the railings. Here it is. Now this thing is amazingly detailed, which we'll get to later, but I can already tell it's got a lot of weight to it, and I can see already lots of separately painted and definitely lots of separately fitted parts. And wow, look at this thing. There's really good cab detail in there. I can feel we've got a lot of die cast. The entire tank is actually die cast, yep. The rest is plastic though, I think, but I'll check that out on the detail section. No sprung buffers, but I'm not sure if they even had them, as this is a Victorian locomotive. Separately fitted, and I think it's plastic, but it does look really good. Anyway, before we look at the detail, here's a bit of a history. The Peckett W classes were a family of saddle tank 040s made for use in industrial settings. These locomotives were built in the late Victorian era to 6 different designs, W2 to W7. The Pecketts, well known for their fine rivet work on cabs and tanks and generous use of brass and copperwork, continued to be built, starting in 1880 and finishing in 1958. Peckett took pride in turning their locos out in a lined works livery and utilised many standard components of their construction. However, the nature of the locomotive's end use meant there were a number of alterations carried out, particularly with height restrictions at factories. Peckett was eventually bought out by Reed Crane and Hoist Company during 1961, having produced 140 W4 locomotives between April 1885 and February 1906. Peckett Works number 882 out of 1902, Nicolaus was built for Williams and Robinson of Queensbury, Flintshire. The locomotive was named after a type of French-designed field tube boilers used in some of the last pre-dreadnought battleships. And here it is, the beautiful Peckett, down so we can look at the detail. First, let's start off with the top. First, I really love the brasswork. Of course, that was on the original prototype, but they've done a really good job with it. On the tip of the funnel, on the dome, the whistle and the safety valve. I think it looks really great. And if we go a bit closer in, you can see that though they're plastic, they are separately fitted. And it is very hard to see the mould lines. They've been painted very well, and the colour really does look great. I love the little detail of the cap on top of the tank where you put the water in. I think it just things like that make it look so realistic. And now for the whistle on the roof. This really impressed me, as it's really small, but it looks so much like a whistle. The detail is amazing. There's a 5p coin to show you just how small it is. Very impressive. And the nameplate, not as, because the printing is kind of grainy, but around it is some really nice lining. Now, I think this just looks great. The quality is amazing, and there are some metal handrails on the side and on the front with extra painted parts. On the buffer beam, you've got this really beautiful white lining and some metal buffers too. And under the tank, yet again, more separately fitted parts. This time, pipework painted in brass and black, as well as 3 boxes which have been lined again, which I think is just amazing. You can barely see the one further back. I sound like a broken record talking about this lining, but there it is again on the cylinder casing, and the valve gear looks great, paired with the red coupling rods. The cab side is moulded very realistically, and the plaque is very high quality. Even the cab side ladder is detailed. The handbrake, picked out in red, can be spotted, and the dent, which is there on the real prototype, is also present. The windows appear to be glazed. There's also a lamp bracket, as well as brass bands, and I don't mean music. The cab interior is exquisite, and you can see things like the reverse and regulator picked out in red, as well as brass pipework and a very detailed moulded firebox. There is space to fit a figure, but I would imagine it would be very hard, as the opening is quite small. I weighed the Peckett, and it came in at 128 grams, which is about the same as a Mark I coach, which I think is quite good. This is a very small locomotive. And here we are. The Peckett is down on the track. We're going to be doing a short performance test. I've gave it a run-in, and I'm going to apply some power, because first we're going to see how the crawl is. Here. Let's see here. Applying power, slowly. Ooh, already. Look at that crawl. It's relatively smooth, but look at it go. That is really good. The best crawl I've ever seen of any of the locomotives I've had, definitely. That is great. Look at that. Definitely something you'd want from a small locomotive like this. It's not cutting out or anything. Yeah, that's great. Okay, now let's have a look at what the halfway speed is like. Full speed. Okay, that's really fast. But yeah, the crawl's great, and it's not been cutting out. Let's give it a bit of a train to pull. See if it can couple up to it. And there you have it, folks. The engine, which has rightly earned its space at top of my rankings. I would highly recommend this to any double O gauge modeler. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. If you look at this graph, then you can see that 97% of my viewers aren't subscribed. And thank you for watching. Albert's Railway Channel.